El siguiente espacio es un programa pagado y las opiniones emitidas en el mismo no representan la opinión de CBBA Radio ni de sus patrocinadores.
Hello and welcome to Your Health Naturally. I'm your host, Lilibeth Andre, a naturopath and pranic healer with Healthy Balance here in Houston, Texas. This program is to demystify alternative health practices, and I hope you enjoy the information. If you missed any of our past episodes, you can find it on our YouTube channel, and be sure to subscribe while you're there. Thanks for joining us today on our live program. Today I present a new holistic anti-aging tip for your health, and the tip is learning. Why learning, you might ask? What does learning have to do with my health? Well, let me explain why learning is good for your health and consequently for anti-aging. First of all, we see that the mind is the key to longevity and happiness. That's why studies show that the most common variable related to the improvement of health and longevity is education. This is due to the fact that people learning new activities are more focused doing and learning new activities, and these give pace to improve wellness and happiness. Maintaining a long-range level of learning throughout our life is beneficial, not just for the possible increase to our income because we're more prepared, but because of the benefits to our physical and emotional health as well. This is due to various reasons. The more education a person has, their options to live longer improve because they are able to recognize these opportunities. And these years would be better than for those with less education because they're not as able to recognize the same opportunities, and these are lost. And what are these opportunities? Well, first of all, let's see why education is important to our health. The simplest answer is that education increases a person's income and that way provides greater skills and better opportunities, and these can be reflected throughout greater income. A more educated person has better opportunities to have and maintain better health. Some examples could be living in a neighborhood where there are parks and greenways, farmers markets, and health insurance, transportation alternatives with multimodal options, and gyms. Poor health puts at risk the student's educational achievement, which is why it is important to understand how we can reach and maintain our good health every day. A better education can help us to understand a better educational health. It helps us understand what are better choices to improve our study prospects, such as choosing the best school and searching for the best assistance and aid. The social options help us to understand when we can obtain this education that will help us improve our future income, whether it is through basic studies or during our professional life, or even during our senior years. The best educational opportunities give us access to people, resources, and information that can help us obtain better health choices. These opportunities also help us not just to make better choices in regard to our food, but also at a physical activity level, and the understanding of the importance that these have in our life and our health. For this reason, if we understand what is best for us, we can request it or demand it to improve our quality of life. These health needs can extend to a social and community level, such as those needs to have parks and transportation options that include greenways and walk and ride for riding for our bikes. So if we have these options in the area, we're able to take better advantage of them. Whereas if we don't, we have a reduced line of options. We also see that education helps maintain our mental and social health in a continuous way throughout our life. We have seen that participating in physical activities in natural areas create a connection with nature that distresses us, giving us a respite inside. That helps us rest and disconnect from our worries. We also understand that our social activity provides us with a base of connection to friends and acquaintances that support us emotionally as well. So we see the benefits of taking into consideration the knowledge that education provides us and being able to make better decisions about how we're going to take care of ourselves, where we're going to live, what activities we're going to undertake, because they're going to be more beneficial to us in the long run. So the knowledge that we have broadens our tool set of the things that we want to do and why we want to do them. So education can help us in establishing those desires and that need to have a better environment around us or place ourselves in that environment. Reading, a great part of learning, is a distressing activity. It provides a rest within a hurried life, transporting our attention to subjects that require our focus and our analytical abilities. So it brings us back into a different subject, leaving our worries behind. So reading can be very distressing and very calming for that reason. It not only provides us with new information, but it brings us into the subject. Study helps us review readings with the end of finding specific information to our learning. We apply our focus to study, as with recreational reading too, but study calls our mind to exercise a bit more. It has been observed that health and longevity is related to the economic level of a person. This level can maintain or rise through continuing studies throughout our life. Traditional learning is not always accessible to all, but thanks to the growing access to books, online courses, webinars, podcasts, and other electronic resources, basic studies have been made possible to a greater number of people who want to apply themselves to learn something new or to reach greater levels of specialization. Studies show that educational activities help to delay symptoms of Alzheimer's, giving a person a higher quality of life, and that's very important. In the same manner, learning to play an instrument, singing, playing chess, or mathematics delay a cognitive loss. Perhaps because the mind considers these activities a new language that create new connections in new areas of the brain. And these new connections begin to widen our understanding and stimulate new parts of our memory. We could say that taking better advantage of the gray matter, using areas that we may not have applied throughout our other means, is what happens in this context. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
¿Necesitas un abogado que te acompañe y represente en una corte para una cita de inmigración, entrevista de ajuste de estatus, naturalización, ciudadanía o una entrevista para asilo político? Entonces llama ya a las oficinas del abogado Cristóbal Galindo, 713-228-3030 y haz tu cita ya, 713-228-3030. La consulta es totalmente gratis. El abogado en quien puedes confiar es Cristóbal Galindo, el abogado de la raza.
Soy Cristóbal Galindo, el abogado de la raza, y tú cuentas conmigo.
¿Estás preocupado por los planes del gobierno del presidente electo? No pierdas tiempo. El abogado Cristóbal Galindo es tu solución. Llama ahora y haz tu cita para iniciar tu proceso migratorio hoy mismo. Llama al 713-228-3030. ¿No tienes suficiente dinero? No te preocupes. Nuestra primera cita es gratis y contamos con planes de financiamiento. Permite que el abogado Cristóbal Galindo guíe el proceso para tu cambio de estatus para ti y tu familia. Llámanos ya.
No te preocupes, la tranquilidad que tú necesitas, el abogado Cristóbal Galindo te la puede dar. Él te defenderá sin miedo, capaz de llegar hasta la corte más importante de Estados Unidos.
Si usted se encuentra con un problema migratorio, llámame 713-228-3030. La primera cita siempre es gratis y me da un orgullo servirle.
713-228-3030. Te atendemos las 24 horas del día. Recuerda, el abogado en quien puedes confiar es Cristóbal Galindo, el abogado de la raza.
And welcome back to Your Health Naturally. we're talking about the benefits of learning and how it helps us with improved health and puts off aging on our part. So we were looking at how an education can help us make better choices, be more prepared to select where we want to live, what we want to do, what we want to eat, what we want to study, how it can benefit us, and be able to analyze all of that. We also looked at the benefits of being able to disconnect from our worries to be able to focus on our reading. So we have physical benefits, we have emotional benefits, and let's talk about more of the physical activity. Physical activity is also a good way to stimulate coordination of mind and body. That is why learning manual or sports activities can keep us alert and agile. Activities such as dance, gymnastics, martial arts, or sports help create these beneficial connections that help us be more poised, strong, and balanced. So the benefit here is that by reinforcing a strong connection between our mind and our body, instead of allowing it to disconnect with age because we're not as active as we were before, but maintaining this through perhaps a study of a martial arts or sports, we reconnect with that mind-body connection. We benefit by having a better body, a better balance, and we are more poised. We have better way of moving our body. That's all beneficial to us, and this comes by maintaining that ability either through a regular activity or by learning something new. The attitude is also important. Being open of mind to new concepts and curious to learn predisposes us to better learning. So that's important too. If we're of an open mind, we can pick up on new learning, new activities, and be able to adopt it. Learning gives us confidence and the ability to share with anyone in conversation and dialogue. Many times our confidence also turns into greater happiness. This can be because we are more comfortable with others, as our curiosity and our ability to contribute to a conversation lets us be better adapted and keeps us vibrant intellectually and socially. While we maintain a desire for learning and curiosity, we can achieve the physical and emotional benefits that learning provides. We can enjoy the pleasure of mastering something new, as well as the pleasure of sharing and using it as a basis of future learning. So we can take advantage of it now, or we can use it as a springboard to something bigger and better that we want to learn afterwards. All these options help us remain motivated in our life and in our physical and mental development. But how do we retain the motivation to continue to study throughout our life, or even today? Well, first of all, choose an area of study that has always interested you. Or you can also choose something of current interest. First, identify your goals. What do you want to achieve with this study? Do you want to exercise your mind? Do you want to learn something new? How about learning something that will give you new opportunities? Or learning something relevant to your current professional life? Based on your goals, consult with people who possess that knowledge or are related to the activities you would like to learn. This will give you an idea of what course or institutions offer the best courses for you. Then search for opportunities to exchange during your learning. These are courses that offer the opportunity to connect with the live instructor and with other participants. You can also search for live and in-person courses to obtain the best benefit of a traditional social exchange, and many people benefit from this. They would rather have more one-on-one opportunities to talk to their fellow students or to have more opportunities to talk to the professor, and they greatly benefit from the in-person exchange. And then there are others that would be more efficient and focused on a distant learning opportunity. So decide what it is that you're looking for and search out that right opportunity. Another option is to connect with someone who masters or has the knowledge in the subject that interests you, and perhaps you can set up a meeting or determine times when you can share and converse on the subject. Try to apply your new learning as soon as possible. It has been observed that application of new knowledge improves the learning because it is when we apply the theory together with the practice that we achieve the result of assimilating through experience. So many times we can be very smart with book knowledge, or we can be very efficient with the practice, but when we actually combine the two, that's when we get it. That's when we assimilate the experience of the learning and we make it our own. So it's very important to learn and practice and do the two together. Find opportunities to apply your new knowledge so that it sticks. So after you've learned the information, after you've learned the activity, find opportunities to apply it regularly. Find projects at home, through your work, or with the group that you might belong to. And this is a great opportunity for you to volunteer and give back by demonstrating what you've learned and engaging in a project that perhaps is very needed in these groups. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
¿Tienes enojo, rencor, ansiedad, frustración, celos? Entonces ven a la terapia emocional que cambiará tu vida desde la primera sesión. Comunícate con nosotros al 832-378-0906. Haz tu cita ya. El cambio lo verás inmediatamente. Precios al alcance de todos. 832-378-0906. Ven y sana con Vania. Life Coach y certificada con Brian Weiss.
Asiste este próximo 25 de febrero al Georgia Brown de 12 a 5 de la tarde al gran evento Expo Quinceañeras Magazine.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Te habla tu amigo Pancho, y si tú estás pasando por un accidente como este, no te preocupes, llámale al abogado de la raza, Cristóbal Galindo, 713-228-3030. Él te defenderá y tú tienes derecho, solo márcale, la consulta es gratis, no tienes que pagar absolutamente nada. Te lo recomienda tu amigo Pancho.
Hello and welcome back. We're talking about learning and the benefits learning has on our health and our anti-aging. We're finding that one of the secrets to continuing education and study is that we find the motivation to do it. So we're talking about different ways where you can stay motivated to continue learning new activities and new information. Here's another tip. Set goals for what you want to achieve with your learning. Do you want to dance the tango? Well, sign up and dance and apply your learning and enjoy your new ability. Are you learning a new language? Well, how about planning a trip so that you can actually put it into practice and be able to learn more from your experience? Or if you're taking music lessons, what would you say to a small concert for your friends and family? I think that would be a good idea, and it would get you to practice. And there's nothing better than practicing a new skill so that you can actually get better from it, because that's when you encounter real life conditions and circumstances and you learn from that experience. So what next? What will you learn now? What about that class on world geography? Or the programming class that you can apply at work? Or the class on social media to communicate with your grandkids, nieces, and nephews? Draw up a study and learning plan for each year, and you will see how little by little you begin to acquire knowledge that will give you more pleasure and will maintain you in good mental and emotional form, knowing that you are expanding your education and maintaining your mental dexterity. And how about benefiting children's learning and health? In what pertains to our children, it is very important that schools observe a complete education. This should support and reinforce health and well-being for each student, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially, to support complete health. Complete health includes health, the support and promotion of patterns of healthy eating, and good food for all members of the school, giving a good example to everyone. A healthy environment for learning ideally will provide that each student is healthy and ready for learning. That the learning takes place in a secure environment where the student is calm. That the teachings are presented in an attractive and motivating way to stimulate curiosity and learning. That there is support for each student and that each feels the challenge to learn and give more. And this effort needs to be sustained for a consistent term and be providing security that entails. If the students understand what happens and how things work, they will feel more secure within that discipline and that environment. It is important to note that the effect of social and psychological worries negatively affect the academic development of the students. These worries can be about friends and family, the death of a friend or a family member, or a difficult relationship, as well as depression, anxiety, stress, or alterations due to affective seasonal disorder because of the changes of the season. These underline the assistance that may be needed to provide and better manage these situations. It's beneficial to provide greater focus by the students so that they're more able to apply themselves and achieve academic achievement. The good health and education of our children is important because it improves future income and resources thanks to the fact that education provides better jobs with better salaries and better health resources. It gives access to better social and psychological benefits thanks to the reduction of stress because the scarcity that affects our social and economic health is less prevalent with a better education. The social and psychological benefits also include fostering habits of success such as building consciousness, perseverance, the sense of flexibility, self-control, and a dialogue or the ability to dialogue and reach agreements with others thanks to a good social health. A good network of contacts also helps us maintain a good health because it can provide us connection and emotional, financial, and psychological resources. And lastly, it is also important to have a commitment to good health behavior, the knowledge and behavior that helps us understand our health better and the resources to support it. In the same manner, we can vouch for better resources in our community to heighten our quality of life, our education, and our good health. And of course, poor health affects our condition as students and our learning. So we can realize that we can improve our health by maintaining an agile and alert mind through learning throughout our lifetime. Different activities are beneficial to the learning, and these could be through a new language, music, or singing. The learning of a new physical activity is also a good way to maintain an agile connection between mind and body. That is how we maintain a strong physical fitness with good balance. So let's note that good humor helps reduce stress and increases attention, creating a better opportunity for learning. So good humor is important because it relaxes you and allows us to open our mind and absorb more information that way. A healthy learning environment provides us all the elements that contribute to learning, like a secure and positive environment that supports the needs of the individual and their education. I hope that you've enjoyed the information here today. With this, we conclude our episode, and I will see you next week with another subject on complementary health and holistic health. And if you missed an episode, I invite you to look for it at our YouTube channel. And while you're there, please subscribe so that we can notify you of new postings. I will see you next time. Thank you.
El programa anterior fue un programa pagado y las opiniones emitidas en el mismo no representan la opinión de CBBA Radio ni de sus patrocinadores.